Have you ever been to this Al Smith dinner?
Never.
Well, I've been a couple times. I used to go with Fox, and I'm a Catholic, and I love Cardinal Dolan. So it's kind of fun to go because what traditionally happens is the two presidential candidates come and they make fun of themselves and each other.
Right.
And it's very good natured. I think I told the audience, the one I remember is from, I think, 2008, where Barack Obama got up there and he was like, oh, my name Barack comes from my mom. My middle name Hussein comes from someone who thought I'd never be running for president, which is funny, right?
Very funny.
He mocks himself. Then you do some good-natured ribbing of the opponent. Everybody sits down. And the whole setting is bipartisan. Like last night, I have to say, it was kind of bizarre. You're sitting there. They have this never-ending dais. I mean, everybody's up on the dais. It's like more people on the dais than were on the floor. And you had Letitia James, the Attorney General of the state of New York, and Trump, the man whose fortune she's currently trying to steal. And she's going to get overruled because that appellate court was crapping all over her successful verdict. So they're up there together. Mayor de Blasio's up there. Mayor Bloomberg is up there. Mayor Adams is up there.
Amazing.
Who's been indicted when Trump gives him a little jazz, nicely saying, good luck with everything.
Yeah.
Good luck with everything.
Yeah,
I think you're going to win. And you got Trump. You normally would have Kamala Harris, but she bailed. She refused to come. And she was the first candidate since Walter Mondale, right? Since we were like 10. I don't know how old you were, what year that was.
No, I'm around your age. Yeah. Absolutely.
And to not show up. And Trump made a joke out of that, saying, you saw how that ended for Mondale.
Right.
Complete wipeout. Right. He only won one state of the 50. It was a mistake. It would have been a chance to do some outreach to Catholics. It's not just about New York. She's going to win New York City. She's going to win New York State. It's what message are you sending to Catholics in America? This is a very big, important gathering for them. They raised some $10 million for Catholic charities, which help little kids. Why wouldn't you go? And what she said was, reportedly, she was busy. She was on just such bullshit. Trump is busy too.
Really?
Either you prioritize it or you don't. So she didn't get the chance to get up there, but she sent in a video.
Are we going to watch the video?
We're going to watch part of the video. It was... we'll start with her because Trump is pure comedy gold. But look at literally nobody laughed. We were just confused. She did this bit from, I don't know, afar and incorporated Mary Catherine Gallagher, Molly Shannon's character from SNL.
So culturally relevant.
I know, right?
Really, like, come up to date a little bit.
Truly, like the kids were probably like, who is that?
Throw your back into this if you're going to do it remotely. I mean, this is what really struck me and I think goes to the core of her essential problem. She cannot laugh at herself. She does not have a sense of humor, which is a sign of intelligence. And people love nothing more than others who can poke fun at themselves, I think. And we saw Trump do it. Eric Adams, like his entire administration is under indictment. Every day another person is resigning in disgrace. He showed up.
Right.
That could not have been easy for him.
Right. My husband was saying too, Trump had a moment up there, which was actually kind of endearing. I'm getting ahead of myself, but he said, do you think it's not easy to come up here and speak to a room like this where half the people hate your guts and the other half loves you? And then, of course, he adjusted his numbers. 70% love you, But he's like, you think it's easy to get up here and do this? He was exactly right. Like, this is New York City. It went 87% for Joe Biden. These were not his fans, but he came and he stood in front of us and he did his bit in a good-humored way. He made fun of Kamala, of course, and Joe Biden and Tim Walz and all of them, and himself, and took it like a man, right? So she instead bombs in via videotape with all the Klieg lights and the eye lights on her. Her lighting was she was aglow, Maureen.
Right.
And she has Molly Shannon pop in and do the entire bit. It really wasn't Kamala Harris. She just kind of wrapped it. Here's a little bit of what we saw.
Hey, what's going on? Who was that?
Oh, sorry, Mary Catherine Gallagher. Mary Catherine Gallagher. Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my fingers under my arms and I simmer them like that. But that's gross.
So tell me something. I'm giving a speech. Do you have some thoughts about what I might say tonight?
My feelings about what you should say tonight would be best expressed in a monologue from one of my favorite made-for-TV series.
Okay, let's hear it.
Don't you see, man? We need a woman to represent us. A woman brings more heart, more compassion. And think how smart she must be to become a top contender in a field dominated by men. It's time for a woman, bro. And with this woman, we can fly.
Thank you, Mary Catherine.
Thank you, Mamala.
Thank you. Your Eminence and distinguished guest, the Al Smith dinner
Lord.
provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship and come together to do some good by supporting the tremendous charitable work of the Catholic Church.
Why didn't you?
Really?
Where were you?
I also love her wiki thumbnail of what the Al Smith dinner is. I mean, is
Right.
that not her in a nutshell?
Right.
Let's go back to whatever, and I can just eat up some time.
Right.
You know, I was raised Catholic. I no longer really consider myself a Catholic, but I think she is making a huge mistake. I think there's no way to read that other than dismissal and disdain. And to watch Jim Gaffigan, like to have that thing land with a thud, like what I watched was silent.
Yes.
And then he gets up and he makes fun of her, and he's a pretty middle of the road.
He's not a Trump fan. I think he's publicly criticized Trump in
has
the
he?
past. Pretty sure. Yeah.
It seemed like he had no use for her.
No,
at
exactly.
all.
I was surprised last
Yeah.
night because I thought he's 100% on Team Harris. And then when I heard him last night, I'm like, oh, wait, what? Mm-hmm. No, it didn't go over well at all. And I went back and watched it again this morning because my experience of it in the room was, of course, she's so repellent. She's not warm. Mm-hmm. She just totally missed the moment. The moment is about being funny, making fun of yourself, and then, yes, others too. And singe, don't burn is generally the rule at all these things. She did not make fun of herself at all. She got up there, and the little bit that we cut out of that was almost the entire thing. We just played the audience. It didn't go on for much longer than that. I wrote down the other things that were in there. She said, do you have any advice for me, Mary Catherine? And the Molly Shannon character says, don't bear false witness against your neighbor. And Kamala Harris responds with, especially when it comes to election results. Oh, okay, but
Okay.
And then the second one was, my other piece of advice is maybe don't criticize Catholics. And Kamala says, oh, I would never do that. That would be like criticizing Detroit in Detroit. That's it. That's as much as we got out of her. Nothing about herself. Didn't take a shot at like her weird laugh, her cackle, the coup. She should have gotten some SNL writers in there. She had somebody from SNL to write something funny about herself that would have made her seem warm.
100%. And there's no lack of material there. There's no dearth of stuff to poke fun at. Are you kidding? That little bit too of, first of all, don't offend Catholics. Like, we can take it.
Yeah.
Like WAPO, their coverage of last night was that Trump was profane and below the belt.
Right.
And all I could think was, excuse me, nobody does that better than Catholics, especially Irish Catholics.
Yes, that's
we are
our
so
bread and butter.
fluent in that. Are you kidding? That's great.
It's true.
So to then not bear false witness. Well, how about these women that are causing some trouble vis-a-vis your husband?
Yeah. What about them?
How about that, as Mary Catherine Gallagher is saying, woman, vote for... Well, how about these other women?
Yeah.
And when I was reading a bit before joining you, I had not realized this, but in 2022, Biden signed an act called the Speak Now Act. And what that does is free any woman who has had to sign an NDA regarding a sex assault or harassment settlement to speak freely without any fear of retribution.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Nanny.
Right?
Let's hear from the nanny.
And the ex-girlfriend.
The ex-girlfriend's not speaking. She's not under an NDA, at least not as your paper, the Daily Mail's reported. I think she just doesn't want to come out because her life will be ruined.
I think so too. And I think my hope is that as difficult as it may be for her, that she can maybe see the bigger picture, because this story is so completely underreported still.
It's infuriating.
And I cannot believe it.
It's infuriating. Honestly, well, let's table that. We'll do SNL first, or not SNL, but Al Smith, and then we'll do Doug Emhoff, because we've saved this for you, because there's so much to go over, the dereliction that we've been seeing. So she missed the moment. She didn't get it. She offered no jokes at her own expense, and she made absolutely zero inroads. I believe she did not go because the Catholic Church, you might know at home, is anti-abortion. They're not big on abortion. That's fine. She is. That's her number one issue. And they are not pro this trans mania. They do not believe that you can be born in the wrong body or change your sex. And I think she was worried about offending people on her side who believe in those things, as though those people aren't aware that that's how we Catholics view the world, and would see her visit to a dinner that every Democrat for 50 years has attended as somehow breaking new ground against them.
It's really incredible. I mean, if she's that fearful of her own base, what is she doing? You know, when it's akin to what she was saying to Bret Baier the other evening when he was pressing her, and she was saying, well, I will follow the law. I don't think she understands the job description of President of the United States. And how, you know, Barack Obama had a lot of needles, a lot of threads, rather. He was trying to work through a needle when he was first running in 2008. He did not shy away from any of this stuff. And we know that David Plouffe, one of his top guys, is now one of Kamala's top people. And I really think she is this. I mean, we know she's difficult to work for. Like 90% of her staff has fled in tears. No one can get through to her.
Health has been a big topic around the country over the past few weeks. And one thing we don't talk about enough is how exercise plays a vital role in that. And it's not just cardio. We really need to look at strength training. More muscle helps to boost metabolism and helps as we age. But let's face it, many are intimidated when it comes to lifting weights at a gym, not to mention the fact that we are all busy and we don't necessarily have the time. This is where Jacked Up Fitness comes in. They bring the gym to you, a full machine that fits in your house and does it all. It's an all-in-one home gym. It allows you to do multiple strength training exercises. And best of all, it comes with access to their app, which includes multiple workouts where you just push play and follow along. Jacked Up Fitness is an American company, and they are giving 900 machines this year to the Wounded Warrior Project. So if you're looking to take charge of your health and help veterans on their road to recovery, order your home gym today at getjackedup.com and enter code MK for a 10% discount on your own home gym. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.